Hello and welcome to the Miskatonic Playhouse. I'm T.A. Newman, your host. My team and I will be bringing to life cosmic tales using the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game, which contains mature themes, horror, character death, and loss of sanity. Our mystery can be found in the Miskatonic repository, where people like you and me can write scenarios for other players.
If you'd like to become a friend of the Playhouse, then please support us on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse, where you can gain access to exclusive shows and content for as little as £1. Lewis encountered Dr. Robert Tyner moaning about his equipment not being moved to his home, but Lewis had his suspicion turn into a job opportunity as a lab assistant for Dr. Tyner. Jimmy joined forces with Jasper and Camille after finding out Jasper was Tyner's previous lab assistant using Dr. H. West's, an old scientist, formula to bring rats back to life. Meanwhile, Maggie found Coroner Todd is more than happy to help. As she saw a green substance on Patchett's chest wound, she was drawn to a police report where a Miss Camille Goodwin was found dead 6 months ago.
Now it's time to pull back the curtain and roll the dice. Keeper, the stage is yours.
Jimmy, Lewis, if he's in there now and he's doing what he's doing, we've got to go and stop him before it's too late.
Yeah,
But-
right.
Yeah.
So,
But we should call the police anyway. He makes a good point. You know, if they don't
Yeah.
believe us, what are they going to do? Arrest us? My dad has a lot of money.
I mean,
There's no
worst case
problem.
scenario, they don't believe us, and
Yeah.
that's it. That's the end.
We could
that's
even
the
lie,
worst case
bring him
scenario.
here, then give them the evidence. If we
Oh,
grab that finger again.
Sure, we could call the police, but we've got to stop him now. I mean, if he starts doing what he's doing, this could be it. He could destroy
Hey,
everything.
hey, what's the rush? I thought we were going to have coffee and wait for Maggie.
Well, I thought we were going, but Lewis is
Yeah,
saying
but
that he's
you
in
weren't
there.
in a rush before, but why are you in a rush now?
Lewis is saying he's in there with the stuff. I didn't realize he'd be in there.
Yeah, I mean, I was with him. He wanted to show me something. He told me that he needed
Lewis,
a new
what did he
lab
show you?
assistant.
What did he show you?
I mean, he was about to show me something, and he told me that I would be his new lab assistant. Maybe he fired like the last one. I don't know.
Jasper shaking
These
his
guys
head.
were his last ones.
Yeah.
Oh, you were. Well,
Lewis.
it does make sense if you were part of his, yeah. But anyway,
Lewis, did he have a purple bottle?
yeah, he did.
Oh my
He
god.
took the green one and he showed me a purple one and then another
You
one.
gave him the serum.
Oh
We
my
know he's a bad
God.
guy.
I didn't know at the time. And then he
Oh,
showed me the purple
yeah.
one. And then I was like, shit, he's doing it. He's behind everything.
We
And
gotta
that's
get
why
in there.
I ran away.
I gotta
That's
get
too
in
many
there
colors.
and
Too
stop
many
him.
colors.
You see
What the-
Jasper starting to move on his crutches really awkwardly, really like he's kind of gonna go and try and stop him on his own.
Power to you, Jasper. There's
Jasper-
nothing you can't achieve if you believe.
No, Jasper, what are you gonna do? Like hit him with your crutches?
I don't
Doesn't
know,
make sense.
Lewis, but someone's got to do something. Otherwise, we're all in trouble. Big
Well,
trouble.
Look, wait. You know about the butterflies, and I remember that there's a secret entrance to this building through a cave. We could go that way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, do you know the way?
Yeah. Can someone call Maggie? I feel like we have phones. You know, it's not the 1920s.
Jasper, maybe you
Is
could
it?
come with us. And we'll
What's
phone
the year
police.
again? 1922. God damn it! No one has phones.
No one has phones, of course.
Sorry, I thought you meant call Maggie, like shout out loud. Maggie,
Maggie.
Maggie.
It is the 1920s. God damn it.
But maybe Camille can go by herself inside the building and try to stop, this madman.
What? I won't be able to
And-
stop him on my own. I mean,
You
I
mean
Jasper can do
I'll
anything
help.
with his crutches.
I
At
will
least
go
you have
with
2
him.
legs.
I'm not going to leave him, Lewis. I'm not going to leave him on his own to fight this man, this evil man. What are you going to do, Lewis? Are you going to leave me
I'm
and
gonna call the
Jasper and
police.
Jimmy? You can't just
Okay,
leave us,
let's-
Lewis.
Let's
Of
call
course
the
I can.
police.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Lewis, I thought we were friends.
No. We were never friends. I mean, I know that, teachers like you, teachers like me, but we are not friends. We're just like good students. That's all.
Jasper stands up, like stands tall, turns back, just, Lewis, we gotta go now. We need you with us, but if you can't do this, we're not gonna make you. Camille, Jimmy, we gotta get in there.
Okay, can I have, please, Newman, please give me a psychology roll. I just want to see if like they're good people or not. Please give me something.
Don't you already? Oh no, Maggie knows they're dead.
Lewis,
Doesn't know they're dead.
can you
We
give
don't
me
know
a
they're dead.
psychologically roll, please? And I'd like
Oh.
you to tell me who you're trying to psychologize. These
I
are all
mean, Jasper, of course. I mean, he's the one trying to convince me. Oh, fuck, I'm so bad at psychology.
You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
me too. Where's
We
Maggie
all
when
are.
we need her?
No, my psychology's
Oh,
based as well. Nobody knows
okay.
anything.
70 against 10. It's a failure.
Jasper seems really. You can see the panic. He
Oh,
believes
fuck,
he's got to get in
fuck.
there, and
We gotta
and
get in there.
Jimmy's
Oh.
going, Camille's going. They need your help, Lewis. They need your help. Are you going to go
I
with
mean,
them?
For 1 second, Louis was convinced he was just gonna get out and phone the police and wait. But now he's like, this poor guy. Nobody likes him. He has crutches. And he's going by himself. Would my grandma be proud of me if I was to leave this guy alone? No, she would be ashamed.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go phone the police and come back to save him.
So are you going to phone the police first, or are you going to try and use
Yes, I'm not like I'm not Jimmy. So yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Are
so
you sure you want to do that? I have connections. They might take me more seriously.
Jimmy, we
Okay, fair enough. Jimmy, if you're going to phone the police, I'll go with them and die.
If there's a phone in there, we can just use a phone in there. There'll be one at the reception desk on the way up.
We can ask
not,
the receptionist to call the police.
Right, we could ask the
That's not
receptionist.
safe. If Tyner is like controlling everybody in the building, that we might as well just use another phone. I mean, the campus is not that big.
Lewis, if you got to use another phone, go. If I don't go now,
Jimmy?
I've seen what he's been up to.
Jimmy, go now
Okay,
and call the police.
I can do that. And also, he takes his coffee cup and he picks up a pen from his bag and he writes Maggie. And then he turns around and he writes, "We're in danger, science building." Then he turns it back around and he puts it somewhere where Maggie will see it on her way to the
I love that.
science
So,
building.
Lewis, your conscience, the thoughts and memory of your grandmother has twisted you into accompanying what we could probably argue, the heroes of the story, Camille and Jasper, through the engineering entrance, through the cave, into the basement of the Charles Tyner Science Annex. And Jimmy, you're going to go and call the police quickly and then chase after them. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go in to the Charles Tyner Science Annex.
Through the cave access, right? That I told them about?
Through the cave access that Jimmy told us about. Lewis, you make your grandmother proud. Maggie, in the morgue, in the hospital, down the road from the university, you've just read some rather interesting articles and seen a rather interesting photograph.
Yes, I have. Is it bad form to request a sanity roll?
It is not bad form. It's encouraged, I would say.
I feel like discovering that I've been interacting with either an imposter or a zombie would prompt a little bit of doubt.
Well, can you imagine if it was an imposter zombie? That would be even worse.
Oh my god, I hadn't even considered that possibility.
What was your success?
It was a hard success, 21 under 77.
Okay, well, you are in a room with a corpse that I think you've probably reached the point now that you realize that you may not have killed this person, but you re-killed this person.
Yeah.
So you are responsible for their second death, which still carries some responsibility. But as you're recognizing that, you're seeing the wounds, you're seeing the body, it's all bringing it all home very quickly. And then you read that article about Camille Goodwin being dead. You saw the photograph of some weird cult involving someone called there was a few names.
Rosanna
Rosanna
Rossi and Enoch Bowen.
Enoch Bowen, and other cult members performing some sort of ritual.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me give me an intelligence roll or a spot hidden? They will both provide a different result.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought you were about to ask me for an occult role, and I'm a lady of science. So
I would say as well,
that.
sorry, Maggie, there is, even with your hard success, the reality that Camille is dead, there is still a point of sanity lost there.
Yep, that's very fair. Only 76 sanity left. Poor me. What was that? Sorry. Intelligence
or a spot hidden.
Spot hidden, thank you. I think it's bound to be my int that is higher. Yeah, 70 intelligence. Let's go. 55, regular success.
There's something about that picture.
Oh.
There's something about that picture. You can't, it's just there, almost in the back of your mind, Maggie, twitching away, like the aforementioned finger, the handless finger scratching at some kind of grey matter. And I feel like you may have uncovered yourself. What?
I didn't zoom in enough to notice it. I love it.
What?
There's a teddy.
There is.
That godforsaken teddy is attending the ritual.
A familiar teddy bear that you saw Lewis and Jimmy being rather affectionate with. Now, if that's not a significant tell, I don't know what is. What does it tell? You don't quite know. But that teddy is in Camille Goodwin's room. But quite bizarrely, Camille Goodwin is dead, and dead a while ago.
Yeah, 6 months. So next we're going to find out she's been keeping her zombie self preserved with peroxide, and that's why there was an empty bottle in her room. All the pigeons are going to come home to roost. Oh God!
Undead pigeons are coming home to roost.
Yeah.
Maggie, this moment, this revelation falls on you, and it's not just this revelation that falls on you, Maggie. It's not just, oh my God, Camille, dead. The teddy, the picture, she's linked somehow to what's going on here with this cult. They are a cult. It says that they are a cult. This man, Walter, this Pinkerton, so-and-so, this was his, and it's from a case file. He was detecting something about this Church of Starry Wisdom or Rosanna Rossi or Enoch Bowen, and he died. These shards of glass in his chest, this green liquid almost in and around the wounds. And then he came back from being dead and then died again at your hand.
Yep. I'd just love to clarify one thing.
Please.
Unless, were you going to continue? Sorry.
No, please.
Okay. As her mind is working like mad, what did she see during Todd's demonstration? He was pressing the chest laceration and there were shards of glass in there. Did it look like someone had implanted like a glass vial subdermally and then it had shattered, or was it just tiny little fragments left from being glassed? What was the impression I got?
Good question. And I think with your intelligence roll and the success there and the role that you're on, we don't really need a roll here to determine, a medicine check here or a pathology check, because you did succeed on your pathology check earlier. It's more the idea that either glass was pushed into almost like someone glassing someone in quite a horrific, violent manner, or you can almost imagine someone falling on something.
Okay.
on top of this glass, which has then shattered and perhaps impaled the skin. Either one of those two things seem feasible to you in this moment.
So the trio of like pinpricks look to me like an intentional injection site, but the laceration looks like an accidental or violent glassing with the green goo. Okay, that's everything she's going to put together about the procedure, I guess. But she is quickly putting two and two together about Camille. She was found, her body was found 3 or 4 days ago in Cambridge, Boston. So apparently the dead rise and walk now, but they're not normal. They act rabid and violent. And Camille wasn't like that, and she couldn't have got here. And there's no way. She can't be dead. That's not Camille. That's an imposter. She's a transfer student. Somebody has assumed her name and come here. What for? Oh my God, I've got to warn the others. That's the thought process.
And not only that, you have to warn the others. Of course you do. You could go and catch them at the cafe for breakfast, where you know you're meeting Lewis, you're meeting Jimmy, you're meeting Camille.
Yep.
You
And
invited Camille to breakfast.
I did. She's probably eating the others as I speak. That would be exactly the kind of monkey's paw irony. So sorry, Elsie, there's no time to bring you coffee after all. They didn't really have photocopiers in the 20s, so that's the original newspaper clipping in the case file that Todd's got. I kind of want to steal it, but I don't need to.
And that newspaper article and the photo, those were things found on Walter Patchett's, they were in his personal possessions.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get even more trouble with the cops by stealing them. I don't think I need to. The others are going to believe me. I just got to get the message to them ASAP. So, yeah. Okay. Dr. Paulo, I'm terribly sorry. I have to go right away. Thank you for everything.
Oh, I'll see you in class, Maggie. Bye.
I start dashing to the door, and then I stop, and then Maggie's really taken a shine to this doctor, so she waves to him frantically as he's putting his headphones back on, and she's like, "This is going to sound crazy. That girl, the one in the newspaper article, Camille Goodwin, I've met her today. She's alive. Somebody stole her name. I don't know. Something's wrong. I've got to go warn my friends. Goodbye."
Okay. Okay. Bye, Maggie. See you soon. And he kind of puts his headphone back on. And you, as you leave the room, have no idea whether he's going to go and look at the article, continue his examination of the body. But you do know that he won't be listening to the voices of the dead. Maggie, could you give me a luck roll, please?
Love to. Todd is my backup plan for when we all get ourselves completely screwed over. He's going to show up at the 11th hour and save us. You just wait and see. That was a 52 under 67, so still succeeding.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what happens. You come out of the morgue door, and as you do, you see two things. Two terribly disturbing things.
It's both of Captain Johnson's fists coming at me one after the other.
Funny you should say that. One of them is Captain Johnson, who has just reached the top of the stairs and sees you and goes, "Oh, hey, you, what are you doing here? You? In New York, we wouldn't allow this kind of willy-nilly running around nonsense." The other thing between you and him is Night Watchman Forrester, who's carrying a cup of coffee. And
finally,
as you come out of your room and Captain Johnson kind of runs over, as luck would have it, as your luck would have it, Captain Johnson bumps into Forrester, who spills the coffee all over himself and Captain Johnson. "Oh, God, you son of a bitch! You goddamn idiot!" Maggie, this gives you an opportunity to run away. But I'll give you an opportunity. You could stay and talk to Captain Johnson, or you can navigate around these now entangled humans covered in coffee and playing some kind of unexpected game of Twister as you can navigate around them and escape. What would you like to do?
Oh, no, I book it. This coffee-related subplot has been my absolute fave, and this is the best. Honestly, if Captain Johnson follows me, so much the better. We'll get more efficient treatment by the police this way.
Okay,
So,
as you skip past them and you begin running down the stairs, you just hear Forrester just kind of going, "Oh God, I'm sorry, Captain. I'm doing anything I can to impress you." And then the last thing you hear is just Captain Johnson just going, "Why yada." And with that, you are making your way out of the hospital, and it doesn't take you long to get out of the hospital and back onto the university grounds. Now, whilst you essentially were leaving the hospital and running back to the university, Jimmy, you didn't follow Lewis and Camille and Jasper directly through the cave entrance into the basement of the China annex, did you?
I did not.
What did you do, Jimmy?
I'm going to call the police.
What are you going to call him, Jimmy?
Old sport. I don't know. What do rich people call the police?
I'm not even going to try and make a joke there. Jimmy, what do you do? Where do you go to look for a phone?
I'd hope that since I study here, I would have some awareness of where the nearest phone is.
Yeah, looking at the campus map, you know that there's probably a phone there's a phone in each of the dormitories. So whether that's the Dorothy Upman Hall, the West Dormitory, the East Dormitory, there's probably a phone in most of these buildings, actually, probably except for the laundry room. But in the cafe that you've been in, there is a phone behind the counter in the cafe, which you know that sometimes students go in and kind of ask to use. And if Kathy, who works in the cafe, is willing or in a good mood, she might let people use it.
Sorry, I'm looking at the map now and I don't see a cafe. Where is it?
It's within one of the buildings.
Okay.
So it's in one of the buildings. You can kind of get to it relatively easily. It's not too far.
Okay, as long as it's the nearest phone, that's what he's prioritizing.
Yeah.
All right.
So you run in into the cafe. There's one or two people in there. You see Kathy behind the counter.
Hey, Kathy, can I please make a quick phone call?
Oh, Jimmy, you're not going to prank call someone, are you?
No, I promise.
That's what you said the last time.
A devil promise.
That's what you said when you got Vincent in trouble.
Well, let's just keep adding promises until I'm sincere. Okay, let me go through.
Oh, Jimmy, one call, and I'm telling you, 1 minute.
All right.
Okay, and I'm
Look,
standing here.
this is important.
All right, well, I'm listening. I don't want anybody getting in trouble on my watch.
Look, I'm calling the police, okay? I don't want you to panic.
Oh, you winding me up, Jimmy.
I am not.
What's the joke here? You're calling the police?
God damn it. There's no joke. My friend is in danger.
And what's the punchline?
Look, can I tell you the joke later? I have to make the call first, okay?
All right, but it better be a funny one.
All right. He calls the police.
And within a few moments, the phone is answered. Hello, Arkham PD.
Hello. This is James. James Budd, and I have. I found out some information about the recent case with the dead body. We know who did it, and they're threatening to hurt other people. They're in the science annex right now, and we need help.
Slow down, son. Slow down. You're confessing to the recent attacks. Is that what's happening?
Not me. Someone else. They're about to hurt my friends right now in the science annex, and I'm here calling the police to get help to them.
Okay, where is this science annex? At the university?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
James.
James
Budd.
Okay, James Budd. And wait, are you Budd as in Bud?
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second for me, Mr. Budd. And then you hear a muffled voice. Come on, get to the university. It's Bud. No, like Bud. Get to the university. I don't give a shit. Get in the car now. Okay, Mr. Bud, if you hold on there, we'll meet you at the science.
Outside the science annex
This-
or inside. You know they might catch me before you get there.
Okay,
It's a threatening
to
situation.
catch you, are you okay, Mr. Bud?
For now, but I will go and try to help my friends.
Okay, we'll call your father and we'll be over there as soon as we can.
My father doesn't need to get involved in this.
Okay, Mr. Bud. I've got go. I've got officers on their way now, Mr. Bud. I can assure you, we'll be there to help momentarily.
Good, because my father will not be happy if I die.
I can only agree with that, Mr. Bud.
And I've passed the responsibility of my life on to you, and I need you to be aware of that.
Oh, okay, Mr. Bud.
I've told my father that I've called the police, and if anything happens to me, what's your name again, sir?
Just 1 second, Mr. Bud. Get in the fucking car. Go now. Don't ask any more questions. Fucking got that. My name is Patrick.
Patrick.
Cleary. Detective Patrick Cleary.
Detective Patrick Cleary. Well, if this goes well, there might be a promotion somewhere in there.
Mr. Bud, I am on my way personally in the car, and stay safe. I will be there momentarily.
Science Annex.
The Science Annex. On our way. Okay, Mr. Bud. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.
All right.
And the phone goes dead.
And Jimmy turns around. He says, hope that was funny to you, Kathy. And then he says, if you see Maggie, tell her we're at the Science Annex and it's an emergency, okay? It's not a prank.
Maggie, give me a luck roll. Sorry, that was quite abrasive. Maggie, would you please give me a luck roll?
Startled me. Absolutely. We're looking at a failure. That's 82 over 67.
A few too many people in your way, a few too kind of wrong turns, the panic of what's going on. Jimmy, at this moment, you put the phone down and you say, Kathy, tell Maggie that I'll be at the Science Annex. And then you look towards the door and then they open and there's a complete stranger walking in that's not Maggie because they failed their luck roll and they didn't get there on time. And they just come in and go, hey, Kathy, can I get a coffee? And you kind of realize that Maggie's not going to be here on time. And if you want to go back to the Science Annex, you got to go now.
Okay. I walk up to that person and I tell them, you'll never be Maggie.
Oh, okay, Jimmy. That's a funny one. Good work, Jimmy. And you run off back to the Science Annex where, Lewis, you are walking through the Science Annex, through the cave into the basement of the Science Annex, and you can see that there are a number of rooms down here, and they do actually seem all to be functional for different particular elements and things. You can see that there's a number of labs. There's physics labs, forensic labs, geology labs. There's a rather large boiler room. Can I ask, is there anything you do as you're kind of walking through here? You can see that Camille and Jasper are walking quite stealthily, quite quietly, and they're actually, Camille just kind of taps you on the arm and just goes, Lewis, you gotta be careful in case Phelps is down here. If he gets in the way, he's gonna be trouble.
Yeah, I was about to ask them to be stealthy, so it's amazing. We're all on the same. I mean, you know, we all have the same idea. It's amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna try to be as stealthy as I can.
I'm going to ask you for 2 rolls. Can you give me a stealth roll and can you give me a listen roll, please?
Of course, I will give you that. Hup. So let's start with the listen roll. Hup. On what was the second one? Stealth, I guess.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I can't listen to anything, and I can't be stealthy at all.
It's probably because at the moment you're trying to stealth and listen. Camille's going, we gotta be quiet. Phelps could be down here. Now, you don't hear what Jasper hears. Jasper stops. Did you hear that?
No. What did you hear, Jasper?
I heard it was like a faint kind of painful howling, like a cat, maybe. Lewis, can you make me a dodge roll, please?
Yeah, sure. That doesn't sound good, but I will. I will try to dodge. Doot, 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 doot.
Dodge, 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 dodge.
Oh, that will be a failure as well. 73 against 32.
Then this cat jumps at you and lands on your shoulder, half on your back, half on your shoulder, and the claws just dig in and kind of pull on you.
Ah!
You are going to immediately lose 1 hit point because these claws are like razors and they are being dug into your flesh with intent. At which point you hear Camille going, "Oh my God!" And Jasper just going, "Oh God!" And he lifts his crutch and he swipes it and misses. Kind of misses your head and misses the cat. What do you do, Lewis?
I'll try to throw that cat away.
Brilliant. I'm going to ask for you to give me a strength roll to almost rip it from your shoulder.
Great. Oh, that will be a hard success. 30 against 60.
Brilliant. You take that cat and you throw it. What do you throw it at or against?
Against the closest wall, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. And down here, these are concrete walls. So you get this cat, you rip it from your shoulder, and there's a palpable roar from you, I imagine. And you throw this cat full pelt at the nearest wall, and it hits the wall. You hear a crunch, and it drops to the floor. You do look around the room, Lewis, and in your fear, you can see that Camille kind of reaches over to one of the sides, and she picks up a screwdriver with a long kind of thing on it. You can see in this room, Lewis, there are hammers, there are screwdrivers, there's other building tools that you might naturally find in this engineering environment.
I guess. Yeah, I guess I'll take a hammer if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. You can take a hammer.
What about the cat? If I'm looking at its corpse, is that like a normal cat or?
Glad you asked, Lewis.
Yeah, I know, Newman.
You're looking at a cat that looks like it's been dead for weeks. Half of its flesh is missing, a little bit's been sewn together, parts are rotten, and as you're looking at it, you can see that
It's twitching. Well, let's end the suffering of this poor little devil, and with my hammer, I'm just gonna smash its head.
Okay, smashing this poor little fuzzy feline's head in. Absolutely. You don't need to roll for this. It's on the floor. It's still. You've got a hammer, and you're slamming down upon its skull and concrete floor beneath. Its head pops, and much like Walter Patchett's head popped, and as you hear the clink of the hammer through the cat's head banging off the concrete of the floor, Jimmy arrives. And Jimmy, you arrive to see Lewis having just hammered a cat to death.
Well, Jimmy, I guess we're not gonna be. We are not as stealthy as I would have wanted us to be.
Where did the cat come from?
It attacked him.
Yeah, from the darkness, it was like it was not alive. It was a dead cat.
Then why did you hit it?
Jasper.
Because it wasn't as dead as I would like it to be.
So you're saying there's animals roaming around here?
No,
Yep.
That was Phelps's cat.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jimmy, snatch something. Like any tools that you can find, just arm yourself.
still have my fish-shaped letter opener which works as a weapon and also as a cat lure. Although I don't know if that's helpful.
Well, I would say, actually, as you, I'm assuming, please tell me if I'm wrong, you're on your way up to the second floor. Is that right? To go to Robert Tyner's office, his lab? Is that where we're headed?
I assume that we are not headed there, because he told me about there was a lab next to his next to the office, of course, but he also told me about experiments like in the basement or something, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
So there are labs in the basement. There's some pathology
Because he
labs and
told me that
things.
he was switching with March,
Yes.
on that March's office will be in the basement, so his old office was in the basement.
Smart.
But it looks like, so his teaching rooms are downstairs in the basement, but it looks like what he's done is moved into Marsh's office and commandeered the lab adjoining it. So he's taken over that whole area. So anything that is Robert Tyner based that is still in this science building is up on that second floor. He's almost kind of isolated himself up there, and he's sent Robert Marsh right down to the basement, as far away from him as possible as he can be in the same building.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just being a little too, maybe I'm going slightly crazy, but I feel that maybe Professor March, maybe he's in danger as well.
Yeah. He was gonna meet us for after breakfast. Why would he be in danger?
I feel that Tyner's forced him to switch offices, and I don't know where he went. I haven't seen Professor March. I fear that maybe Professor March is already hurt.
Isn't his office here? We could go check.
Yeah, you'll see it's empty, I think. I mean, we'll go and see if we can actually see Professor March in his new office, but
so you can go to his office, but you can see that essentially where his new office is to be is still like a maintenance room, and there's just kind of wrenches in there, there's mops in there. You can see that it's almost been a bit of a spillover area for a lot of the classrooms. But as you walk past a lot of the classrooms down here, you can see that there's, in the geology rooms, there seems to be significant kind of geology equipment, saws and collecting dishes and things. If there's anything from any of the rooms that you wanted to gather on the way up, you absolutely can. The one room...
Saws sound good.
Yeah. Well, you're very welcome to pick up a saw. Lewis?
If there is a geology class, and if we are in a science building in general, would we be able to find or create ourselves some sort of, explosive device?
Absolutely. You absolutely can. So there's a number of small bottles of chemicals with a number of hazard symbols on. And if any of you have the skill set to be able to do so, you could make a roll for me, and I will tell you how long it will take you to make such a, I suppose, acid Molotov cocktail bath of a bomb of enzymes, if you'd like to make such a roll. So please do.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like if I was to try to make some sort of, smoke/poison bomb, then pharmacology would be relevant, right?
I feel that is a good answer.
I feel like I'm a pharmacology major
Ooh.
student, and therefore it's an extreme success, 10 against 60.
Okay.
So it explodes and it cures indigestion.
So yeah. It explodes and reveals all the major plot points.
Wow,
so
quite amazing.
What happens is, Lewis, is you I imagine you kind of go, I'm just going into the geology room, and very quickly you scan the shelf, you see the ingredients you need. You take this separate larger brown bottle, and you fill it with a number of chemicals, and by the time Jimmy's about to say, what are you doing? You kind of turn around and go, ha ha.
I'm done. Ha ha.
Yeah, exactly. I'm done, and here it is. So, what is it you were attempting to make, please?
This will be some sort of, smoke slash poison bomb. So if I was to throw that, there would be like smoke everywhere, and people would like cough a lot on kind of like mustard gas, if you see what I mean,
Okay. Excellent. Perfect. So as you're doing that, Jimmy, I'm just going to say, as you're kind of leaning next to this geology room, literally, because it just happens to kind of be right there, you're leaning there, and you see that there's the, well, it's the generator room. You can't help but hearing the hum of it. Doors wide open, it's there. You know the room, Jimmy. I mean, if there was ever a room for a prankster to know, it would be the generator room. I'm gonna ask you. I want something a bit more inventive than a spot hidden for this one. Give me an education roll.
Interesting.
Because Lewis is looking at making some kind of concoction. He's looking at trying to prepare himself, tool himself up. What's Jimmy got in the old computer upstairs? What's he thinking?
Well, he doesn't pay a lot of attention in class. So he failed his education role. But what he's going to do is going to turn around to Jasper and Camille and say, does this Tyner use electricity in his experiments?
No, not really.
Bummer. And are there any sources of light around?
Well, I mean,
like torches or lanterns or...
Yeah, there's the lights. I think there's a few torches. There's the red room as well, and we need non-natural light.
The red room?
Yeah, it's just like a room. If you're looking at let's say a cellular growth experiment where you need an absence of natural light to look at negative consequences. It's a bit like a when you process a photograph.
Yeah, like the dark room.
Yeah, like a dark room. What you thinking?
I'm not sure. I'm not.
So, Jimmy, you're kind of standing in the doorway of the generator room with your hands on your hips going, I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm thinking. And right behind you, there is like a cylinder drum that says gasoline on the side of it. There's a jerry can next to it. And you're like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I just need to put a bit more thought into this. But unfortunately, you don't. And you don't. You looked into the generator room and you just looked at the generator. And
if I turned it off, then Tyner couldn't see us very well. And that would be a good stealth advantage. And if we have a torch, let's do that.
Okay. So, Jimmy, you turning the power off?
Yeah.
Excellent. Maggie, give me a luck roll.
Jimmy, what have you done? I can't see a thing.
Sorry, it was the best plan I had.
Oh, careful. That's my crutch. I said my crutch, not my crotch.
Yeah, we know. Jasper, that's fine. I mean, we don't kink shame. If you want to do anything with Camille, that's fine, but not while we are around. Thank you.
Right. I'm just we got to be careful. Camille, here, take this. And she kind of flicks a lighter, and you can see there's a little bit of light now from the lighter. I mean, Maggie, how did you get on with your luck roll?
Jimmy, you're smoking as well. You must have a lighter, right?
While Jimmy thinks about that, I failed my luck roll, 80 over 67. I'm never going to find these chuckleheads.
Well, what it means is that you just don't connect the dots on anything that's going on, and you as you're running to the cafe to meet your friends, there is a certain coffee cup on the floor that looks like it's got some writing on it, and as you run past it, you basically just step on it and crush it under your foot as you run to the cafe. You burst into the cafe, sweat dripping from your forehead, looking flabbergasted, eyes open. What do you say, Maggie?
God, there's no way of me reaching them in time. I'm just going to go on the coffee quest. I say, 1 espresso, please. My friend's in the hospital.
Oh, hey, Maggie. Yeah, Jimmy's not in the hospital.
I was talking. Hold on, scratch that. Actually, no espresso. Sorry, Jimmy's been in here.
Yeah, Jimmy was making some prank call. Said he was calling the police about the science annex.
Did he? Did he say why?
You know, Jimmy, I didn't understand the joke. Something about his dad. Something about he was like pretending to kill someone in the science annex. I don't know. You know what Jimmy's like. It's hard to make out what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, that Jimmy. He's a card. Say, was do you know Camille Goodwin?
Oh yeah, Cammy, yeah.
Yeah, was Cammy here with him?
Oh no. It was just Jimmy.
Okay, good. Do you know where he went? I'm looking for him actually.
Well, if he's seeing this prank through, I guess he's going to the science annex.
All right. Listen, thanks so much. And I just slam whatever coins are in my pocket into the tip jar and sprint out towards the science annex.
Okay. Jimmy, Lewis, the lights. Lighter.
I do have a lighter.
Okay. Are we doing this? Are we walking through like in darkness?
Jimmy, are you sure about this?
No,
Great.
Okay.
Great.
but you know,
I'm just gonna take a bunch of like papers, I guess. I'm gonna throw them like on a screwdriver, and I'm gonna light them
Whoa,
with
Lewis,
Jimmy's lighter.
hang on. Jasper, in your bag. Jasper pulls out, and you're gonna think this is weird, but
Yeah,
Jasper
we
has
will.
it. Jasper pulls out a candle.
Jasper, why do you have a candle?
Just
Once again, we don't kink shame or anything.
thank you, Lewis. But look, use this.
Is it like what kind of candle? Is it like a tea light? Is it more of a like massive girthy black candle?
Long white
Is it
candle.
like a
Does it have
like long and
pentagrams carved on the
flimsy? Yeah,
sides?
like
No, it's just a long white candle.
Yeah,
alright.
I'm just gonna.
No decorations.
No
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a
decorations.
tissue, so I can like hand the candle without touching the candle, because I don't know what they've done with it. And I'm gonna just hold it.
Okay, Lewis, you lead the way. You've got the best light.
Well, then Camille can take it. I will give it to Camille.
Okay,
Camille has the best light. Now
Okay.
go.
I'll lead the way. Look, we
Yeah,
gotta be
great.
quiet. We gotta be quiet. Okay, let's go. She leads.
We've
So-
been screaming for the past 10 minutes. We've been like fighting a cat on making bombs. Do you still think that no one has heard us?
Well, I don't think we go up there singing the national anthem. If that's what you're thinking.
All right,
Uh,
everyone, calm
Jimmy-
yourselves down. We can only do what we can, and
Jimmy,
we have
you-
a leg up now. He's gonna be
Jimmy-
panicked about the light. Let's go.
I mean, Jimmy, you called the police, right? We could
Yeah, I
just
did,
wait.
and they're all coming.
Yeah, we could just wait.
No, because if they arrive and we're not in danger, then they're gonna be like, "There's nothing wrong here," and Tanner's gonna be like, "I didn't do anything," and then they're gonna leave.
Fair
We have
point.
to be in the middle of action, and he has to be threatening us.
As
Of
this
course.
conversation's happening, you start moving. Everybody starts moving. And as you're moving, you find yourself going up the stairs. And as you go up the stairs, you find yourself on the first floor. Now, here, you're going up to the second floor, but there are a number of other rooms. So as you arrive, do
Mhm.
you want to look around some of the rooms? A quick scan of a little sign with all the rooms. You can see the botany lab, applied sciences, chem lab 1, chem lab 2, biology, metallurgy, lecture room, mathematics, office for security staff, office for Mr. Brian Phelps, mailroom and records, reception.
I'd like.
Jimmy, maybe we could go to Phelps' office.
Do you think he's in there?
Well, if he's in there, we maybe want to just like hit
Grab
him.
a desk. No,
It's-
grab a desk. We can put it outside the door. Then he can't leave.
And it is next to the stairs. 110,
Yeah.
the office for Mr. Phelps is literally right next to you.
But don't you think that, we are four, he's alone, we might as well just get in and hit him?
He might be a corpse.
He didn't look like he was a corpse.
Good point. I don't want to fight. I'm more of a talker.
No, Jimmy.
I vote for desk idea.
As you're having this conversation,
with the
Camille is already at the door and she just looks back and goes, "It's empty. There's no one in there."
Okay, well,
Jimmy, you're
what
not following
point?
the plan.
Well, everyone's standing around talking and we got to get up there. And Jimmy
All right.
keeps, I don't know. I'm just trying. You said I was leading. And she's got the candle. Do you want the candle? Shh. Oh,
Give
shh.
me back the kettle.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I'm leading.
Let's go look at the security office. There might be something useful. Maybe he has a gun.
Yeah, let's go to the security office.
Are you going in Phelps's room or the security office or both?
Both, 2 at a time.
I mean,
Okay.
if she told us that he wasn't in his office, are we? Yeah, we'll look in his office anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go in his office and I'm going to ask you both for a spot hidden, please.
Spot hidden.
I
Spot
don't do very
hidden.
well with that.
Spot hidden.
Spit.
It's always
None
fun
for
to
me.
find. Always
No,
fun to
thank you.
find. And it's a hot success. Woo!
Oh, okay.
6
So
against 25.
That is one of an extreme success.
I will spend 1 luck and make it an extreme success.
you know it's totally worth it because you don't only see on the desk a photograph frame. You see the back of it because obviously you're walking into the room and the desk is facing the other way, but there's a back of a photograph frame. Do you turn it around?
Yeah, of course.
You see a picture of yourself. Jokes. You see a picture of a cat. A
Aww.
rather familiar looking, healthy cat. But as you look around this room, you see on the bookcase that's clearly filled, because you've met Mr. Phelps, clearly filled with books that are beyond his comprehension, that are there possibly for show more than anything else. One book seems to be sticking out more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
And as you pull the book back, you see that there is a brown paper envelope stuffed behind the book.
And we grab the envelope.
And in the envelope, you see that there is $200 in cash.
Wow.
With a
Wow.
note. And the note says, "Do your job. ... T."
Mm-hmm. T like Tina. Uh-huh. Jimmy?
Yeah, I can't see anything. This is useless.
I'm not as rich as you, but it's a start.
A bloody good start in 1920.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it feels good to have that much money.
I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's not gonna get you. Whatever. My shoes are more expensive, But let's just get going. This is not useful.
Okay, so anyway, I'm just gonna put the cash in my pocket, of course. It's at least if I die, I will die rich. But let's move to the security office.
All right.
You swing round the staircase to the security office. As you go in, you don't need a spot hidden. There's a note just on the desk which just says, "Security staff, take the day off." And then underneath it just says, "Phelps." It's rather instructional, rather deliberate, not eloquent in any way, blunt and to the point.
Fishy. I call it. Any weapons?
No.
Oh, so
Unfortunate.
sad. Kimmy, Jimmy, Jasper, I feel like we are walking right into the trap. We haven't seen anyone. We haven't heard anyone. It feels weird.
Maybe they're busy setting up
A
the
trap. They're busy
experiment.
setting up a trap.
Well,
That would make sense.
if you did you said you ran away from Tyner?
Yeah, it did.
I think he's going to be trying to cover his tracks. I know he's a slippery devil. He'll do anything to survive this. He'll do anything to make this work. He thinks this is his legacy, but it's not. It's gonna end the world if he's not careful.
I mean, Jasper, you were talking about a legacy. Was it like the work of his dad before him?
No, Tyner is a fraud. Nothing he does is his own. He's taken the work of those that came before him, and
I mean,
then
you
me as
worked
well.
w-
My work, I done
Oh.
more work than he has on this, and
Oh.
there was a professor here before my time, before our time, and Tyner kind of knew him. Did some visitations with him in some kind of sanatorium. West.
And how did you hear about that?
I don't know. He had found or dug up some research from this West fella who used to study here. Used to be a student here, I think, maybe a teaching role. But this Herbert West, he was a weird fellow, and he'd done some weird research. It took Tyner some time to talk me around about this guy, but he showed me some of his research from this real weird book with all these like horrible pictures in it, and he had it upstairs in his safe. It's one of the things we got to get out of here.
Do you know like the combination of the safe?
Well, if he hasn't changed it, yeah. I mean, he used to trust me.
What is it?
The combination?
Yes, combination. Just
But-
in case, someone hits you with a rock or something.
310184.
Amazing. 31, 89, 84.
310184.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Just in
yeah.
case someone hits me with a rock.
Yeah, we never know, right?
Lewis, the number one thing here is we got to keep Tyner away from that research. Yeah, you know what you understand me?
So do you think that maybe, Jasper, we could lure him out of his lab?
I think maybe. I mean, I'm not going to be much in a physical contest with him, but I know what to look for, and I know what to I know what to do to stop his work, and I feel like I have to. I feel like I owe it to everyone.
I mean, Jasper, I'm gonna be honest with you. I find you so brave. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And so I'm here to support you. I'm here to, if you have anything which is important, just tell us. We'll try to help you out as much as we can.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
And he's
Jimmy,
Yeah.
we'll do our best, right?
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Maggie, can you give me a luck roll?
Yes, I can.
The reason I'm not asking for dexterity is because you're not running to a predetermined destination. It's almost
Mhm.
that thing of I've got to find these people. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go this way. And I think
Yep.
there's a luck involved in the navigation here.
That is fine by me because my luck is still 67. So that's a success at 34.
Oh, okay. 34 success under 67 normal success. Okay, so that's great. So by this point you've gone in through the cave entrance. You're running around downstairs in the darkness. Do you have any form of light?
I don't believe I do. I've been thinking about what I'm going to do when I actually reach this building.
Do you
And
eat
I'm,
carrots by any chance? Do you have good
oh,
night vision?
by the sackful, absolutely.
So even in the darkness here, so it is power out, but obviously in a lot of these buildings there are areas of light, and you can after a while quite easily see where the stairs are, and you're able to come up. Lewis, Jimmy, Jasper, Camille, they have taken their sweet, significant time moving through this building. So I'm going to argue with a successful luck roll, you're actually able to catch them up just as they're on the staircase, just as they're reaching the second floor. So just as Camille, who is leading the group with the candle, steps onto the second floor, and then everybody else starts to Scooby-Doo out onto the second floor, you kind of appear behind them. What do you do, Maggie?
Oh, goodness. Well, I noticed to my distress that Camille is with them. So she just takes a moment, takes a breath. There you are. Ah, what are we doing?
Oh, shh, there's Tyner. Shh. And Tyner is standing outside of his office. You can see the door to, so there's the door to his office. I'll show you on the map for the second floor for the Charles Tyner Annex here. So what you can see is that as you reach the top of the stairs, you are able to kind of come past this wonderfully seated area. And then you can see room 203, which is the office, and room 204. Tyner is standing kind of in the middle of the both of them. Both the doors are open. You know there's a door as well that goes between the two of them as well, which Lewis has already seen. And you can see that there is Tyner standing there, and he's talking to someone. He's talking to a lady, an older lady. Deirdre, I've got everything getting boxed up, but I need to get back in there. There are some sensitive materials in there that need my attention. But I am telling you, find Phelps, get him here. I need help getting things out of here now. And if anybody comes in here, you do not grant access to anybody. Deirdre, look at me, Deirdre. I am tired of saying the same thing to you morons and nobody listening. Do not let anybody. Yes, Lewis?
Oh yeah, I was just pointing out the fact that as soon as we hear him, as soon as we know that there, I'm gonna extinguish my candle.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what are they using for light?
Yeah, that's my second question.
Well, obviously I've thought of this, and Robert Tyner is there with a torch, an electric torch, and he's kind of shining it in this lady's face, Deirdre's face. You're listening to me, Deirdre? Shining the light in her face. Oh, yeah, yes, sir. Lewis, you kind of recognize this is the apologetic voice from outside as well, where Tyner was desperately demanding some kind of removals, and also at the same time, the conversation about the engineering students. So get down there, and I don't want to see you again. I want to hear nothing from nobody. Understand? Yes, sir. Right. Sir? What? Can I have a light? And he goes into his office, and you can hear him rummaging around. What do you do?
So she's in the dark right now because he just went back into his office.
Yeah, and you can
to search
see
for light.
there's windows on the office and the lab. You can see kind of like a torch light kind of flickering around the office room. So 203, you can see a torch light kind of flickering around as if he's looking for something.
I have one last question. I feel like we are not in the basement anymore. It's morning. There's windows everywhere. Shouldn't we be able to see?
You should. It appears in this really bizarre, everybody's out of the building, that most of the blinds are pulled. Almost as if someone's trying to conceal something.
Great. So even with the blinds, can we kind of see around
Yeah,
even
yeah.
without a light?
I think because you've been in the dark long enough, moving
Yeah.
up from the ground floor to this, even with just a candlelight and a lighter, yeah, absolutely. You've got some sense, especially now with the candles extinguished. Your sight's probably a bit better. If there was anything significant that you needed to do from a visual perspective, I might ask you for a spot hidden. But in reality, you can kind of see as if you were walking around your house on a summer's night. There is some light. You're not in complete pitch darkness.
Yeah. I'm just gonna gesture to the others that I'm going towards the office. I'm gonna count on the fact that Phaedra has been like
Torch in the
blinded
eyes.
by the light of the torch, and I'm just gonna wait outside the door with my hammer, and I'm ready to strike as soon as he gets out.
Thank you for joining us. You can find out more on our website at miskatonicplayhouse.com. Join us on social media. The links are in the show notes.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and support us on Ko-fi. That's ko-fi.com/Miskatonic Playhouse, where you can access exclusive shows and content for as little as £1.
Until next time, when the curtain rises again.